As you can see on this day, I am working on picking up the front room. I have a Xander currently behind me snoozing away. We're just trying to get some coffee in us and get some motivation. We started in this room, but we didn't stay in here very long because it wasn't too bad. So thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe. Xander must have been up late because we had a heck of a time getting him up. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen, and the microwave has moved to the rolly cart, and I'm deciding that this white shelf is going to be my little coffee nook. And so I still have a bunch of stuff to do to organize this area and finish getting everything put up. And so I'm going to work on that for a little while, and then I need to start on some meal prep. Please tell me I am not the only one that has a cabinet that just seems to be a catch-all, and as you can see here, things are just falling out. There's some bit of organization, but there isn't at the same time. So this project was just to kind of get everything cleaned up on this shelf so it looked presentable, and then it quickly didn't do that anymore. I ended up doing a couple of shelves, as you will see, but I think the end product looked much better. Oh, and we have this board on the back, and it's just one of those flimsy ones. It's just decorative. And they have shoved so many things in here that it's popped the bottom part of it off. It runs the entire length of this white shelf. So short of moving the fridge, moving it, I am trying to get everything organized. Anything that doesn't need to be in here anymore or that is old, we're getting moved out of here so it won't press on it so much. So my thought process was to get all of the drink-like items together in one shelf area instead of 12, and though I like the dollar store bins, I've kind of grown out of them, so I'm going to have a million empty ones. But I find that everything's not fitting as well as I remember or being as enamored with them. I just tossed that out. It was empty. A couple of bins I kept, like the baking goods, the chocolate chip bin, and the fruit that are sitting up here, because I have chocolate chips like butterscotch chips, white chocolate, and there's something that are in little baggies that would just kind of fall everywhere or behind a shelf. So I'm going to reorganize them because they are not together correctly. Like, I pulled out nuts out of the fruit, chocolate chips out of the fruit, so I'm going to reorganize those at the same time. The shelf is starting to look nice, but I decided 12 more times I was going to reorganize it. Top shelf, which unfortunately you guys can't see, was a little out of my reach, and I just handed Connor a glass container. There are more glass containers, and that is pretty heavy. It is, even though I have nice containers, I could switch it out. The cornmeal still sits in an old mayonnaise jar. So I didn't want to drop anything. I had a couple glass jars up here, and so I wanted to go ahead and pull them out off safely, have Anthony refill the containers that need filled, and I keep forgetting we're out of olive oil. So I found a bag of sugar and I have the big container of sugar, but I don't necessarily want to keep it on there. I have these from IKEA and they're just little glass pour jars for liquids. And this turned out to be the cutest thing, and the sugar pours out of it so easily, and everyone just thinks it's adorable. But I'm not sure when I have the huge bins of like the Home Depot buckets full of sugar, why there are random bags of sugar everywhere. This cat, this one Sylvester, is the most loving cat. Unless he does not want to be loved on, and then he looks like a giant slinky trying to get out of her arms. And I just thought it was the funniest thing because she was really trying, and for 2 seconds she saw poo. Connor told her that if you put your hand over his face, he'll calm down. Yeah, that didn't happen. Okay, unfortunately, Lexi's head is in the way, but you can kind of see uh, that I moved the one shelf up higher so the kids can't stack glasses on top of glasses. I'm not quite sure why she keeps bending backwards, but I'm pretty sure one of those times she tooted and tried to blame it on Pop on her back. So you can see it's coming together. I'm trying to decide which coffee cups could stay and go. Anthony wanted to keep them all. I do not. And so I like these bins on top. I got them from Amazon, I believe, and I just can't get the kids behind using them all the time, but they're great for cereal. We have had these coffee drawers for a while, and all they do is collect dust around my house, and so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them and get some of this stuff put where it needs to be, like the thing I just pointed Anthony to put up. I use for sous vide, so I don't try to burn my hands to get the food out of the water. And I don't know why it was over here, and now we're gonna clean off the stove. I'm gonna have Anthony do it, which he teased me, and still, because we don't use that machine very often, and so the words and the things I can't think of, the soda stream, and so I wanted to put a little farther back. So I had got a new Ninja, as you can see, and I thought they were interchangeable, but guess what? They're not. So I wasn't going to keep the base at the house, but turns out I'm going to have to. But I love my Ninja, and so the old one, when it finally goes out, I should have just bought a new blender and gone from there, but I got this new system, and it's just 2 cups and then the blender piece and base, really cheap. It was under $100. It was actually around $50 with my coupon. Well, it was more expensive for me to buy a blender cup. So the back porch is also a mess, and these never get put up correctly and they never get put up together, so I thought maybe if we kept them in the kitchen, since I do use them so often, maybe they could go on the shelf and it doesn't make anything else look cluttered. We'll see how this works. So I am now moving this rolly cart, but the wheel on it doesn't like to stay in, so I'm going to pull everything out here in a second, and first I'm going to have to deal with the cutting boards, which I am going to put between the bins here. They fit perfectly. So I was not meaning to start cleaning the shelf, but I ended up doing it, and I think it looked much better than it does right now, because looking back at it right now, it looks awful. So I literally am trying to reorganize the bins and put them back into the bins, but then I changed my mind after that and ended up with what you will see in the end. I got Anthony over here helping getting stuff off so I'm not standing up. My back was not good this day, but I kept pushing through. And they're just weird things that weren't together correctly, and all the bins were marked. Look, and by movie magic, you're about to see it be done. So this video is going to be cut into two because I am now going to do a meal prep, and it is already 20 minutes. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.